And somebody on the chat online, either go in the chat or unmute yourselves and let me know that you can hear me loud and clear.
Can I see us? No.
Alrighty, thank you, Joy. Yeah, no cameras. Alrighty, we are going to go ahead and get started. On Jim's request, he wanted me to show this video first.
I can't do negative today.
Good way to start the day.
I can't do negative today.
Cute.
So, positive vibes today. I'm all about it. A couple of people I wanted to introduce real quick while I've got y'all in the room. And Tom just brought back breakfast, guys, so if you want to snag a bite, you can, or if you want to wait until afterwards. This is Nikki here. She has recently joined the Century 21 team as our new receptionist / admin assistant. So please give Nikki a warm welcome. Some of you may recognize her. She was the receptionist at First International Title. So you guys may have picked up commission checks and or walked into a closing room with her pointing the way. So if you guys need anything from her, please let her know. She is starting today. She's going to get the phone systems down, and we're just going to keep on going from there. Secondly, I don't know if I've introduced Katie to everybody, but just because she is a newer agent again, here is Katie. She has recently joined the team. So again, give Katie a warm welcome. All right. Now we're going to get into our market report updates. We've got a lot to cover today, so I'm going to try and not bore you too much with numbers, but I do feel they are important. We have since kind of condensed this. I think we showed it last month as well, but breaking it down into monthly. So Inverness Residential, again, if you look basically month over month from May to August, we've had a relatively steady closing volume. Again, July was a great month with 22 million, but ultimately we've hovered in the same. August was a little bit lower. Days on market, we have seen an increase up to 23. So again, inventory has climbed, and we are going to see that days on market is going to steadily increase. I do want to remind everybody, just like Jim said last week, we have went from 7 or 14 days on market to something like 23 or 30 days on market. That is not the end of the world, guys. If a home, for my new agents, if a home doesn't sell within a week or two, the sky is not falling, the world is not ending, everything is okay. Yes, it'll take a little bit longer, but again, it's why we take a listing at 6 months. When we can start explaining to our sellers that it's okay if it doesn't sell within the first 76 minutes, all is okay. Vacant land, so again, kind of a similar trend. Days on markets has increased. We did see a sales volume decrease in August on vacant land. New construction I've been following it a little bit more closely these last few months. We've seen in some areas an uptick, and we've seen a slow up in some areas. Supplies have become much more readily available right now, so we're not seeing that issue persist, but interest rates for any kind of new construction financing is still higher than some people like, given the circumstances of what they were 6 to 10 months ago. Floral City, again, Floral City holds pretty well. Again, it's such a small area, and it is a desirable community that we have seen pretty consistent numbers. Days on markets has increased a little bit, but overall, we've seen relatively across the board, nothing out of the ordinary. Hernando, again, we went 18 million, 16 million, 13 million, back up to 15 million. Big one here is being days on market. So your days on market has seen the jump I think this is the biggest jump for days on market that we'll see in the presentation. Median prices still pretty close. And again, sales volume wise, still all well. Vacant land, again, you can see we're trending in the same direction, except days on market has more than doubled for vacant land in Hernando. Lecanto and Beverly Hills. So you can see, you know, your Beverly Hills communities and Black Diamond and all still doing very well. You know, 21 million in August sales volume wise. Days on market did again almost or more than double, but again we went from 9 to 22 days, so nothing, not an alarming increase. Vacant land, you'll see consistently again. We are not seeing anything crazy in the sales volume side as far as a downturn, but we are seeing days on market increase. Crystal River had, again, July was a 10 million month and August was a 16 million month. Days on market here stayed relatively consistent. So again, from July to August, we had an increase in sales volume. So for those of you that think the real estate market has ended or over, I beg to differ. Vacant land, again, Crystal River had an increase in sales volume, but we saw a pretty big increase in days on market. So, Homosassa, again, went from 11.8 million in July to 17.8 million in August. Days on market did almost double here as well. So again, this is kind of what we're seeing across the board. Our inventory is up, which again, when we look at supply and demand, the more supply is, even if the demand is the same, days on market is going to increase, which is kind of what we're seeing because our sales volume is still increased month over month for most areas. Again, the big factor is just that we have an increase in listings, an increase in that supply. Vacant land, Homosassa, again, you can see consistently it was an increase in sales volume and a large increase in days on market.
Wait, may I make a comment there? The typical days on market for vacant land is 1 year. That's historically the average. So when we talk about 110 days, that's still really good. It's healthy. It's healthier. It's still not where it needs to be.
Absolutely. Citrus Springs area, we saw, and this one I'm going to chalk up to being kind of a one of those weird months. You know, I'll be curious to see how September and November end up going. Citrus Springs saw a lot of growth in the new construction area, rapid growth in new construction, and that's what I'm going to chalk to kind of an interesting month here, with just everything going on as far as interest rates. You know, investment interest rates for an investor were climbing, so they were holding back. So I think ultimately that's the Citrus Springs market dip that I believe happened. It's just there was a pullback then. I think again we're seeing it kind of normalize again. A lot of people right now are saying, oh well, I'm not going to buy now because my interest rate has went up because 8 months ago I could have got it at 3%. Well, that was a historic low that we've never seen before. I think once that idea gets out of their mind, which I think is 3 to 6 month thought process, once that idea is gone, a 6% or 5 or 6% interest rate is a normal rate again. We're going to see those buyers jump back into the pool. I just think right now they're beating themselves up because 8 months ago they could have had a 3%. So, but that's my opinion on that. If we look, vacant land, the sales volume was very close to July's. So again, I think there are still definitely people that are putting houses up. Deanna, you've got how many?
5.
5 that are in the works for being constructed in Citrus Springs. So again, there's definitely still activity going on. There is potential there as well. Any questions on that? Again, I will share this presentation with everybody so you guys have it. To me, it's just a good indicator that, you know, utilize this if you need to calm a seller down or encourage a seller that it's still a healthy market. It's still a good market. It's still a great time to sell. these are the things that you guys have at your disposal to utilize.
When do we have the last year market compared to this year, like last year August compared to this year to see this trend?
We can put it, I don't have it made, but we can definitely put it if you'd like to.
Got it.
That's
That's a
totally
great
fine.
idea. Give us a barometer.
Yeah.
Wayne, do you know the number of listings versus the number of agents in the county? At one time, I think there were more agents than residential listings.
But that's probably still the case. I mean, we have, I think, over 1,000 agents, and I don't think we have 1,000 residential listings yet that are active. So we're probably still on that. Couple things in Matrix that I want to go over before we get to the listings. So some of you have already done this, and I've kind of said that's fine. But MLS has, or our board has, reviewed our request, and they have now basically made the exception for new construction on a primary home, or I'm sorry, on a primary photo. So just for you that don't know, the primary photo of an MLS listing has to be of said property, said house, so on and so forth. So whether it's the vacant land, whether it's a house, the primary picture has to be an actual photo of said house. On new construction, they have now added this paragraph in saying, new construction listings may utilize as the first photo in MLS a prior completed home or an artist rendering, provided that the photo is of the same floor plan / model as the proposed home to be built. And 2, the photo is watermarked with the words example of home across the top of the photo in a font large enough to be seen easily. The second photo in the listing must be of the actual lot being marketed. Upon completion of construction, if prior to closing, actual photos of the completed home must be inputted into the listing. Should there be a modification of proposed model, floor plan, or front elevation of the home to be built on that particular lot or parcel address, then the first photo must be replaced to accurately reflect the home that is to be built. In addition, if the lot or parcel address should change, then a new listing reflecting the new address or parcel address must be completed. So basically, you now can put a rendering picture in, an architectural drawing, a floor plan elevation. Any of those things are fine as a primary photo. You just need to write across the top example of home. If you need help doing that, myself, Tom, we will gladly help you put that verbiage across the top of the picture and help you upload that. Not a problem. Any questions on that? Make sense to everybody? Good deal. I think everybody in this room is all caught up, but this is just a reminder that licenses do expire September 30th and March 30th. I have reminded everybody a lot who expires September 30th, and I think we're almost caught up with everybody, but just be aware or double check if you are one that expires in March 30th, that you do need to complete either your continuing education and or your post-licensing if you're a new agent. On that note, I will give you how I did my 14 hours. I went to Bob Hogue online. They have their 14-hour courses here online for $21.95. There's a really neat feature that they finally did, and they basically gave you click here to take the exam, and below that, click here to do study materials. You get 5 tries at the exam, guys. So if you really just want to give it a shot, click here to take exam, give it a whirl, and you may get your 14 hours done in all of 17 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's not exactly the spirit of the thing, though,
We have to study.
It doesn't hurt to review it.
Absolutely, but if you can pass the test, that is your review. And if you need help with finding the study materials, here's my point. When you go through the study materials, it'll literally tell you this is where the test question is. So whether you go through the study material and do it that way, or you go through the test and take it, I think either way is
For years,
a way to do it.
I know Bob, and for years I just do the correspondence one because you have the book and you can
Right.
refer to things.
Yep. I'm just glad they finally did this, because before you literally had to click through every single slide, every single page, whether or not you read it was they didn't check that. You just had to next through, and they finally decided to get rid of that. So you do have that ability. You also, again, have the correspondence or the live online. Any of those options are fine. What I don't want to happen, though, is I remind you a bunch of times come March 30th, and then you haven't done this, and then your license goes involuntary inactive, and then we have a whole process to get it active again. That's not fun. So I'll remind anybody and everybody that has a March 30th expiration date to get all of this done.
You mentioned auto insurance too, just as a reminder.
Yes. So we have sent out a new independent contractor agreement for everybody to sign. If you have not seen that or have no idea, check your emails. There's a signature request from AppFiles, from myself or from Tom, mainly from Tom. And on that independent contractors agreement, we do require that you have car insurance of $100,000, $300,000, $100,000 coverage. Little story, had an agent come in, was not too happy about that because they went to their insurance that they had for 30 years and said, hey, you know, what would it cost to have this, because they didn't have that coverage, and it was a very high figure to them. Agent came to me and said, you got to go check a different insurance company. This is crazy. And their coverage was $10,000, $20,000, $10,000. I had never heard of a coverage that low. Like, if you put a dent in a car, you're pretty much out 10 grand nowadays. So crazy low coverage that I thought was terrible. Ultimately he went and got a new quote, and for I think $10 more a month, he has 100, 300, 100, and had motorcycles covered and all that stuff. So like we made it work. It was all good. So if your current insurance company is not giving you a good rate on 100, 300, 100 coverage, please see me. I'll give you a couple of recommendations. It used to be my knowledge that 100, 300, 100 was like the second from the bottom as far as coverage tiers. I now stand corrected that I guess somebody could have much, much lower than that, but I did not know that. So again,
I recommend getting $1 million blanket policy on top of that. It's not that.
Yeah. I did 250, 500 on mine. Just again, cost of everything has gone exponentially through the roof. Cost of the average vehicle driving around nowadays is much more than it used to be. So
Wait, can I say something?
I have mine.
In order for our umbrella, which is of $2 million to come into effect, you have to have that insurance in place, as I understand it. So if you don't have insurance, then the umbrella won't protect you. And let me tell you, when I turned the television on, Morgan and Morgan, Morgan and Morgan, Morgan and Morgan, and then all these other insurance companies get 40% of whatever they can collect, bogus or not. So that's the cheapest defense you'll ever have in your life, and you have our protection above that. But please get that insurance in place. You will never regret having it.
Absolutely. Stellar MLS. I don't know if you guys saw my email. We are now a member of Stellar MLS. Couple of things to understand. Jim and Century 21 JW Morton are members of Stellar MLS. We unfortunately cannot share Jim's login with everybody. They're pretty strict on their fines. So what does that mean? You now have the choice or the ability to join if you want to. You will have to pay Ocala Marion board dues and a Stellar MLS fee. Those fees look something along. Of course, I pull it up and it's not there. I'll email out the fee schedule. Elias, did you get an answer yet on what yours costs?
They just sent me an email and payment.
Okay.
The only thing I wasn't sure about is when I went to do a sign up, it had something where it said so many associations. Are we only Ocala or do we get everything else?
So we're joining Ocala board as a secondary board. When you sign into Stellar MLS, you have access to all of Stellar MLS. So remember, everything, you got to look at these two different things. You have an MLS and you have a board. So we currently have Citrus County Board of Realtors and Matrix MLS. Now as a secondary, we are Ocala Marion board and Stellar MLS. Like there's always two sides.
If I list something in Orlando, the Orlando board, or if it's like MLS advantage?
It doesn't, so.
So the
we know-
board doesn't have, our board doesn't have listings, Matrix has the listing. So when you list it in Stellar, Stellar has that listing. When you put the address in Orlando, if you search Orlando, it'll have it, but also if you don't put Orlando and just search all listings, it'll be in
Okay.
all of it, yeah.
That's a good listing tool as well, you might mention that way.
I think if you get them with Stellar only, but not all the benefits of the Ocala board, it was over $500.
Correct, yeah, I think no matter what, it's over 500. I think it's actually a little bit more. I think it's 600 and something, for a year. Remember, it's gonna be a year's, deal.
Lockbox with them? Is our lockbox?
We would use our lockbox still.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Do you have to set it up separately?
Wayne, I just put in the chat what they're charging to get access.
Thank you, Laura.
So how long for the process to get approval for the Stellar?
Okay, so secondary Stellar MLS board benefits cost of $730.85, or Stellar MLS at large that has access to Stellar MLS only for the cost of $556.27.
So what is it? I'm sorry.
$730.85 for the secondary board membership with benefits and MLS, like that's board and Stellar, and then $556.27 for Stellar only.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's the difference in the benefit if you don't join the board, but you join Stellar?
I'll look up because I don't have all. One, obviously you're getting access to Ocala Marion's board resources, their training, their platforms, yada, yada, yada. But I'll find out what else that you're getting.
Just,
Laura said something, that you can add listings if you actually are the board.
Okay. All right. So if you want to put in your own listings, you have to join the board. Right. If you just want it as a search tool, just to look up houses and whatnot, but you can't add your own listings. And I have something I want to add to that after that. The MLS only, the 556 gets you a search tool, but you can't put listings in.
So when I was looking, I moved here in March, and when I was looking, I was part of Stellar. And when I was looking for listings up here, I couldn't pull up anything from the Citrus County Board. And it was difficult because what I had to do is I had to search who the listing agent was, contact them directly. I was representing myself. So it's really, if you have a listing, your exposure to people moving into the area, the Stellar's pretty much statewide, is it not?
Almost. I think it's most of the counties.
So that would be the benefit, just from somebody that was very frustrated at the amount of listings I could access.
you as an agent.
Correct.
That
We don't care that much.
Well, the agents that are searching for buyers, so.
We'd rather those buyers find us something to.
Okay.
But I see your point, but that's what we were trying to keep out. I think it's better for us when we're trying to search other places, is what the benefit is.
Yeah.
Even though your listings get more exposure, you don't think they do?
It's a toss up.
Okay.
They get more exposure to agents. So this has been my stand for a long, long time. We give the easier access to the agents. Buyers don't have access to Stellar.
Right.
So a buyer doesn't go stellarmls.com and start searching. It's an agent. Now, flip side, how many of you guys get frustrated when the agent calls you and says, hey, can I get the MLS sheet, and asks a bunch of questions? Well, this is how you can now avoid all of that because you put it into Stellar MLS. Now, is there the chance that the buyer now can use their Tampa agent and go through their Tampa agent for everything instead of calling you? Yeah, that chance is there. But again, you guys get to make that choice. We are not forcing you to do it. We're not saying it has to go in there. This is a choice for you. About inputting listings, though. So what you'll learn, Stellar MLS is a lot more strict than Citrus County or than our board. You have to take 3 classes before you can input a listing online like we do on our matrix. So if you just join and you join the full board thing, but you do not take these 3 classes, you still have to fill out the 8 pages by hand. You still have to get the seller to sign it all. It still has to go through that same process that you would do currently right now as a non-board member and just paying that listing fee. once you take those 3 classes, they're online, you get access to them when you join, then you can go in, add edit, add new listing, fill from property tax information, yada, yada, yada. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. Just because you join doesn't make the inputting a listing any easier yet. You got to take those 3 classes. On top of that, the way Stellar governs is by fines. I don't think I've ever heard of our board finding anybody for sharing like your username and password and all that stuff. Stellar instantly gives you a fine. Starts at $50. It just gets tacked on to your bill. I mean, you can say I won't pay it, but then they would just suspend you until you pay it. And that's the way that they do it. They govern by fines. Our board does not. They don't have the little police hammer where agents get to police each other and do it that way. They just fine you. They say, oh, you got this wrong, here's a fine. So again, when you put listings into Stellar MLS, you must make sure all the information is accurate. You want to double check all your work before it goes into Stellar MLS.
Does that go for unacceptable language in the content too? Like I keep getting the yellow warning signs that the word is not acceptable.
So you got, that one is just a warning. I don't think they're gonna fine you on that. My example, and yes, this is a good, but I think I said something about like, I used the word black as a like color, and that's a warning, because again, you just want to be careful, because again, it can be a negative word to use.
Here.
Right. So, well,
Mirror?
near, N-E-A-R. So again, what they're basically just flagging words that can be in the correct context. They can be.
I use the word private office.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like private office?
Yeah, but so what's wrong with
So they flag the word private, right?
reason?
It's
Well-
like, you can't even say like private subdivision.
Right. Well, so that's the whole thing. What they're trying to say is you're describing it, and you're kind of in a sense giving your opinion. If you're saying it's a private subdivision, and then the buyer shows up and buys the house, and there's parties up and down the house, they're gonna come back and say, well, you advertised it as a private subdivision, and guess what? It doesn't seem very private to me. So that's all. That basically they're just flagging these words that could potentially cause issues. But again, Elias used it as private office, not private subdivision. It still flagged it because it's a computer, guys. It doesn't know any better than that. It says the word private might be an issue, so we're gonna let you know. So again, Mark, I don't believe that is gonna be a finable issue. I don't even know if Stellar does that same, if they have that, because I have yet to put it in.
Choice of eliminating the Citrus County,
No.
okay, so we have to have that.
Yeah, Citrus County is still our primary board no matter what, and will be our primary board no matter what.
Can't go straight. So,
Correct. We cannot go straight to Stellar, unfortunately.
Sumter, Hernando.
So they are,
Are we Stellar? in
well,
Sumter?
Hernando is not part of Stellar. Hernando is its own board, which again, we have access to through our reciprocal agreement. It is Flex MLS. It's not great. I don't love it, but it's there. And then Sumter County uses Stellar, so we do have access to Sumter County.
So we can put listings in Sumter County through Stellar,
Correct.
meaning that platform.
Right now, you have to fill out the paperwork and all that. If you join, you still have to do the classes. Any questions on Stellar before we move on?
How long for the process to join?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tal, you said that. Ours, we did gyms, and there was a weekend in between, and there was a little bit of miscommunication, but I'd say around 5 days from start to finish. I will send out the link to the packet for you to join. If you want, fill it out. Just so you know, page 4. Page 4 of this packet, where it says broker participant, signature of broker, Jim has to sign that, not you guys. You sign it on page 2 down here at the bottom, and you initial here. So if you need help filling this out, I will gladly help you. But just remember page 4 is Jim's signature, not yours. Good on Stellar?
Yes.
Okay. We're getting closer to listings, but a couple things I want to talk about real quick. I just had 2 more cases, at least, maybe even 3, of fraudulent activity again regarding sellers. We had the buyer on one, and the agent called me up. Who's breaking the rules and unmuted?
Which one?
You are.
No, well, yeah, but that's not causing feedback. We had the buyer on this one. Again, it was a out-of-country seller. And you can see that on the property appraisers. Out-of-country address is their primary mailing address. They accepted a lower offer really quickly. And so ultimately, we asked the listing agent, did you verify their identity? They said yes and sent pictures of an ID. I looked at that ID and was like, this looks pretty fake to me, in my opinion. So we relayed it on to the title company. The title company went ahead and said, we need to verify your address. You have to go to an embassy, provide yada, yada, yada with stamp, seal, all of the works. And ultimately, I don't think we heard from said seller again. So again, guys, if you are buying, selling in the county and there is an out-of-country person, couple of things that are blatantly obvious. On the property appraisers, they list names as last name, middle initial, first name. If they introduce themselves in the email as last name, middle initial, first name, I'm gonna tell you, probably a scammer. They don't understand the name is flip-flop. They have generic emails, WayneBueller@gmail.com.
Bueller Wayne.
Or BuellerWayne@gmail.com. Flag number 2 for me. They won't talk to you via phone call at all, and say, email only. Flag number 3 for me. Again, you want to just keep doing your due diligence on that. The second deal we had, we're still currently in the works, but we're pretty sure it's fraud. I told our agent to just do $100 in escrow. Write the contract with $100 in escrow. Just in case, most of the title companies so far that have dealt with it have given escrow money back without both parties signing, because once we deem that it is fraud, not a big deal. But just to even ease the buyer even more, instead of putting up $1,000, we said, hey, we're going to do it $100 just so it doesn't become a headache or a nightmare for that kind of money. So that's another area to go ahead and help the buyer out some. Any questions on fraud? Anybody else have any fraudulent activity that they want to bring up?
Leads are coming in a lot of times from Realtor.com.
Yep.
That's where they're coming from.
Yep.
And they'll probably be overly accommodating, like of the contract, if you need to extend or.
Right. Accepting a low ball offer right out of the gate. This property was listed at 50-something thousand. They took $32,000 as like the initial offer, didn't even counter, didn't even accept. Again, in this market, you'd be like, it's a little strange. We usually don't have, that happen quite that successfully. So keep that in mind. Finally, before we get to the listings, we got a couple more people that emailed me why you chose Century 21. Guys, it's getting really good Facebook activity on our Facebook page. So again, if you want some free marketing of your face and name, please email me why you chose Century 21. Tom will make it look all pretty. Get it on the Facebook page. I think Tom has probably been our most successful posts so far on our company Facebook page.
And I'm working on a website thing with Wayne too, and you'll be on the website as well with a little introduction about who you are and your testimonial.
Was that with the pictures, Tom?
Yeah.
Can you show us one of those? I think they're great.
The website or?
No, just the picture, well, whatever you're doing, the pictures, the associates.
See if somebody stayed signed in on their Facebook account here.
I'm gonna tell you why I chose Century 21.
Hey, I'm in. I don't have to remember.
That's what hired me, but Jim Morton. True story. I got kicked out of a few offices. They wouldn't even meet with me.
They just didn't see that raw potential, did they?
Give them 1, give them 2.
Yeah, there's the Wandas that she did for us. Again, doesn't have to be anything crazy long, anything like that. But we're putting them on there. that got 95 people and 16 engagements. We're doing our birthday posts as well.
I just think that's terrific. It's very professional. Karen does something, when a listing comes in, she takes it, puts it on her Facebook and forwards it to all her contacts. If everybody did that, there'd be thousands and thousands of potential exposures to different people that have bought and sold property. So maybe we ought to talk about getting that done too.
Yeah, we did this one for Mike and Rachel. With their closings, that reached 1,295 people, had 287 engagements. Now, let me kind of explain a little bit how that metric works. When we post that on our Facebook and I share it and Eli shares it and Mike shares it, we now hit, I don't know how many friends you have, I don't know how many friends you have, I mean, like 2,000 or so. So let's just say 2,000 apiece. That's 6,000 people right there that we have the potential of reaching. All that metric includes all of that. That's not just our page. That's when Mike shares it, when Eli shares it, when LaWanda shares it. Again, it continues on and on and on. So you want to, again, think about doing this stuff just to get your name, face, business out there. So, again, the more information you guys give us, the more material you guys give us. There's Judy's, 253 people reached, 11 engagements. The better this stuff does. So please, please, please email myself or Tom.
What does the engagements mean? Is that when somebody else shares it?
They like either click
Click
on
it.
I think they even have a
Interact.
metric for if you like look at it for longer than 10 seconds. I think they have like a whole bunch of metrics for it or something.
Yeah, but basically the people reached is just who it got to. The engagements is clicking on it, liking it, sharing it, whatever, like doing something with the actual post, not just scrolling past it. Alrighty guys, let's go over listings. Real quick to answer Jim's question. Figure this out. We currently have 809 residential active listings. Pretty sure we have more than 809 members at our board. I think we are over 1,000. I think we're at like 1,020 or 1,030 members. So yes, Jim, we do still have.
But my point is this, we were running on empty for the last couple of years. I mean, really, really on fumes, and now the gas tank's filling back up, so it's really a very healthy thing for us and our board.
Alrighty. Laura, Bass Circle.
I actually just got a contract on that one, but it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, double wide, on a decent sized lot in flood zone X. Does need work, does need cleaning and painting and all that good stuff. But priced pretty right at $125,000.
Absolutely. There's not a whole lot out there in that price point. Also, Tom said this the other day from, it wasn't the Bacall listing. Which listing was it you were saying you were getting a bunch of leads on? Or was it Judy's that you helped her out with?
On Sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing to remember, guys, listings drive and generate buyer leads. So again, and Tom was just helping Judy when she was gone on vacation. But again, the amount of buyers leads that just come in, the amount of times that person gets a phone call, these are all potential buyers that, again, what you want to do when you get a listing, especially in this price point, if you can, try and canvas that neighborhood to see if you can get any more. That way you have a backup plan. If this one sells or goes under contract, all those leads that you've gotten, you have an exit strategy to help them out as well. So keep that in mind. Luke, Sandalwood Drive. This is over in Wildwood. So 1 bed, 1 bath, 1980 condo in Sandalwood. It's got a water view for $135,000. LaWanda?
Frame, kind of cottage cabin thing. They've cleaned it up. They've got new paint, new appliances, total new kitchen, new bathroom. A little funky. Out in Hernando.
149.9. Rachel, Mike, who wants to take it?
This kind of considered one bedroom, but there's a smaller room in there. It's really kind of 2-bedroom, 1 bath, but the detached garage has been converted into like a small apartment. It has a full kitchen, full bath in it. Fenced in yard, really, really small, really tight, but it's like according to the area and the feedback that we got, it's priced kind of in a good, in a good price range. And we've had a lot of showings, but no contracts on it, but completely fenced in. It's not on water, it's Lake Pansahky, but new roof, but not updated at all.
Is there access to the water? Rachel, no?
It's not on the water there.
No, not on the water.
It's just down the road from Catfish Johnny's, if anybody knows where that's at on Lake Pan.
Kim, are you online? I don't think so. Kim's got this one over in Floral City, 179.9, 810 square feet, built in 1986 on almost half an acre, 179.9. Pat, Beverly Hills, Oakwood Village, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,214 square foot, 225,000. Tom.
This one's also in Oakwood Village. The seller is very, very motivated on this. It's one of the bigger homes in the neighborhood. And basically from what I've seen from other homes, it has the higher ceilings. It's nice and bright. It's got a lanai. It's a little cluttered because the owner left in February. But I mean, it's an excellent price. It's priced lower than most of the 1,200 square foot homes. The only thing it needs is a new roof. Yeah. I think that's been my main concern. Everyone loves the home, and then they say, well, the roof.
Yeah, guys, $136 a square foot. That's a good buy.
Put a roof on it for that money. Most of these are 200, so that's a good buy.
But yeah, and like I said, most of these are like $170, $180 per square foot in Oakwood Village, and mine's at $135. So.
Tell us about Daisy Lane.
Yes, this one I sold them last year, and then they just put a lot of stuff inside the house, and then they just rent it. Now they get tired with the tenant, and then the tenant will move out by this month. That's why we listed.
What's the price at on that one?
$259. Yeah, the price a little bit high, but we can negotiate. Yes.
Very good. Very nice. Luke, over on Monica Court, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1980 home, 1,314 square feet on half an acre, 249.9. Lindsay in here? I don't see her. Oakwood Village, Beverly Hills home, 1,430 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 249.9. Pat has this one over on Quincy Street, 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a private pool, 1,561 square feet, 266,900. Pam, I think I saw you online. Oops. Pam, you still with us? Alrighty. Pam has this one over on Silver Fox Terrace, 3-bed, 2-bath.
We just went under
1,500
oops, wrong one.
You're good. Go ahead, Pam.
Now, this one here, she's priced high, but it's a really nice place inside, a nice quiet area, and it's a pretty home, very nice home. You
Very
can see, you
nice.
can park your RV there, whatever you want. There's no HOA restrictions.
That's at 274.9. Thanks, Pam.
Mhm.
Laura?
Yes, this was on the market before, but there was a little bit of a confusion with the land. It's actually got 0.86, a little under an acre, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They have an addition, which is the master and the office. It's a cute little space. The house is older, so, renovating it was tough. They didn't do it as a flip. They actually were living there and just decided to move up north. It does have a pond in the back. It's called Lake Hickory. I did not put that it was on waterfront, but it does have a significant pond. It is not in a flood zone where the house is, and I don't know, super cute. Bring me an offer.
Very good. Thanks, Laura. Ryan, you in here this morning? Pearson Street, 282.5, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,738 square feet on basically an acre in Meadowview.
Yes.
It has a social? Okay. So with a social? Oh,
Yeah.
no, it says social membership, none here. I'm sorry.
No. Listen. Yes. Yes, Diana. Yeah.
Yeah, mandatory social membership. Concord, Ryan's listing, half acre, 285,000, 1,799 square feet. Nice listing. I was actually there not too long ago. Older gentleman, took great care of the house. Lisa. Lisa has this one over on Ringer Court in Inverness. It's 294,000, waterfront, 2,000 square feet on 3/4 of an acre. Lori, Ocean Drive up in Citrus Springs, 1,896 square feet, 309,000, built in 2020. That just had a price reduction. Kim?
Hi there.
Hey.
Hey, hey. So what
All
we
right,
have
tell us
here-
about this one.
It's actually 2 lots, almost a half an acre. The house is, I can't remember the age, I am so sorry. But it's a nice size house with a huge craft room on the back, a huge screened enclosed back porch. It's very park-like. These people sit and feed the deer at night. It's really nice. And then he has this barn, which is 2-story. Any man with toys would love it. I guarantee it. Beautiful home, a little overpriced, but that's where they wanted to start, so that's where we started. Bring your buyers. You could potentially have a 3-bedroom home here too.
Very
Updated
good.
bathroom, updated kitchen.
Wayne, could you build in the other lot, or is that barn on it?
Is the barn on the other
barn
lot,
is
Kim?
on that lot. The barn is on the second lot. It's on College over in,
Could you build a house in front of the barn?
no.
I don't think the way the barn is.
No, it takes up pretty much the whole, it's center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
Luke's got this one over on Cove Park Trail. And it is a 1,823 square foot, 1993 Arbor Lakes unit for $319,900. Chris, are you online? This is a Crystal Oaks over on Sago Palm, 3-bedroom, 3-bath with a 3-car garage, 1,904 square feet for $320,000. Yeah, that's only $168 square foot. So if you got anybody looking in Crystal Oaks, that's a pretty good buy.
It's very nice neighborhood. That's where we live.
Yeah, Tal and Donna live there. Carrie, are you with us this morning? This is Black Diamond Branch, Plantation Pines Court, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,672 square foot, 1992 home, 339,000. So for Black Diamond, that is a pretty reasonable Black Diamond home. Kim, Preston Point.
Yes, sold this to these people originally, so they're the original owner. There was a little bit of a house fire, so the inside has been updated a little bit. A lot of square footage. Blank canvas here. No landscaping or anything. I mean, you could totally move in and just make it your own. 360. Show it.
That is 2,869 square feet. Thanks, Kim.
Welcome.
Judy is not here. She's visiting her son.
I can talk about this one.
Go ahead, Tom.
This house is on Point Woods. Probably one of the most beautiful like waterfront lots that you can find. I think that's the picture of it right there. It is somewhat of a small house and it does need some updating. We've had some low ball offers around 350 and the seller hasn't really bid on those. But you know, I think the seller's starting to come around on the price a little bit. I mean, it's just a beautiful area. You have enough space in the back if, you know, people want to build out a pool there. And you know, you can really make this one your own. So it's a beautiful house.
425 on that one. Lori has one over in Point O Woods as well. Waterfront, 1,546 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath on half an acre for 425 as well. So if you got people looking for waterfront, bring them over to Point O Woods. Ryan has this one over on Reading Street in Hernando. Citrus Hills Home does not have a social membership, on an acre, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Man, I can't talk today. 2,068 square feet for 432,000. So if you've got a buyer looking for something on an acre, Ryan's got one here. Very nice home.
Wayne, does anybody know if you can have a social membership? Is that election that you can choose?
Nope.
So that you can.
If it's none, it's none. If it has it, it has it. There's no going back and forth.
It's optional.
Right.
Be optional, but Elizabeth show optional.
Okay. Yeah. Another one, Carrie, this is a new construction in Black Diamond. It's going to be 2,000 square feet on a 1/4 acre lot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 535,000. I think, yeah, this is on the golf course. So very nice new construction on the golf course. If you got any of your golfer buyers wanting to be in Black Diamond. Another one as well. This one's going to be a 2,171 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3-bath for 569. Don't know if this one's on the golf course or not. Skylar has this one over in Crystal River, waterfront, 2,194 square feet, 750,000. So again, this is going to be your Crystal River waterfront. Looks like it's all been updated as well. Very nice listing. And Judy, Tom, do you know anything about Sacramento?
Yeah. So this is a very nice house. The only thing is, he is wanting to buy a house in the Netherlands. This house is contingent, so they have to sell this house. So they're very motivated. Yeah, I think Wayne and Jim, you guys looked at this house too, didn't you?
I did not.
No. Oh, this might have been.
No.
I mean, yeah, it's a huge home. The only reason this guy is selling is because he wanted to live on like 30 acres, so he wants to move to the Netherlands. But this house is just absolutely stunning. It's, you know, custom built.
How big for a lot?
4 acres.
Yeah, it's like 4 acres.
4.07 acres.
Yeah.
2,915 square feet. 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-car attached, 2-car detached, 1 carport attached, 2 carport detached with a private pool.
Like I said, it's an insane home. You know, I think it didn't help that Judy had the first $1 million listing, or so everyone wants $1 million homes in Pine Ridge now. But I mean, it's
all the sellers want $1 million.
Yeah, the sellers want $1
all the buyers want to pay under. But hey, this one can be yours for $999.9. So it can be less than $1 million. But again, 4 acres, 2,915 square feet, built in 2000. Looks like very, very well-built home with a lot of custom features for $999,999. Anybody have some things coming up? Donna, you've got Arbor Lakes unit, 330, I'm sorry, 330,000.
With a $5,000 concession for exterior painting of.
Yep. That's a very nice home for Arbor Lakes. I think it's priced well. It's 18.
Well, either 1848 or 1878, and the 200.
Plus a 200 square foot
That's part of it.
enclosed
but
room that I believe is living square footage.
If they took the glass doors out.
Yeah.
And kind of arched it, it doesn't have the units, the air conditioning outlets and stuff in it, but it's just really part of the.
Yeah, it's
And
well
then
built,
it has a
everything.
sunroom besides.
On top of that as well. Yep. Anything else? Was that the only one right now?
Yeah, the other one's pending,
Okay.
and then I'm working on a couple other ones.
Mark?
I have a Pine Ridge house coming up, 2,300 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's on an acre, and a really important feature is that it's right against the horse trail.
Okay.
Doesn't have a horse barn or anything like that, but 350,000 price point. The roof is 2017, AC is 2017.
Is it pool or no pool?
Has a pool.
Has a pool. So 350,000 pool home, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2.5 bath, and on an acre. And what was the square footage? 2,300. So good sized Pine Ridge home for 350. Good price.
Yep.
What else we got? Mike, Rachel, I'm gonna throw you guys just got a commercial one, didn't you? Throw that up here real quick. So I think this is a great buy. I'm sure Mike probably wants to buy it. But tell us a little about this thing.
It's kind of a duplex, so there is another office connecting to it. He bought it for 50,000. I mean, he's selling it for 80,000. There is all kinds of hydraulic beds and stuff in there, doctor's equipment that he'll sell for an additional $8,000. We've had a lot of people look at it. It is right in the center of Crystal River, just behind that shopping center that's kind of
Been sold,
dilapidated that they're talking about.
but they're rehabbing
Yeah,
it.
it's right behind
It's
it
on
there.
Fifth Street?
Fifth Street. Yes, sir.
Is it flood or no flood zone?
It's in AE.
Deep flood.
Yeah. I mean, I think everything is going to be in AE.
It's
Yeah.
500 feet off Highway 19, right there. But now he's at 80,000, but he's
I really like it. That's
there
good.
is a COA, right? It's not an HOA, but a COA that does take care of the maintenance and stuff like that. And it's like $1,200 a year. But it's a really clean office.
Yeah. For someone looking for their own office building to have for $80,000, pretty good buy.
So you think how much you can rent for?
I think how much could you rent it for?
Yeah.
Like in person, probably $1,500. I would say would be like
At least 1,000.
yeah.
So that's very good cash flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good ready to return town. You want to buy it?
Think so.
Okay. Making deals happen.
I'll split it with you. I'll put in $400.
There's a lot. You want to grab a live real quick? Go ahead, Stefan.
I wanted to bring up something we spoke about a little while ago. Citrus Hill Social Media. This happened a couple of years ago. I don't know if it's still happening, but I had the buyers and sellers on a deal in Sweetwater, and the buyers wanted to join Citrus Hills, and they filled out an application and they got in. So.
With a social membership or just joining the member? Oh, really? Wow.
So I don't know whether they're still accepting.
Yeah. Yeah. I have not heard them granting, unless it's a new construction build that you're building with Citrus Hills Builders, then it seems like, yeah, sure, they'll write you a social membership no matter what. But so again, if there may be a chance Elias, I just wanted you to go over your couple new listings in commercial here, so
Yeah.
go over this one for me.
That's a Class C industrial building, zoned industrial. I believe it's M1, heavy industrial. You could pretty much do manufacturing, etc. But what's unique about this property specifically is one, its proximity to downtown. It's literally a few blocks from the downtown square. Also, it includes Big Truck Auto Parts, which is a huge semi-truck distributor out of Ocala. Local business have a strong patronage of local companies that use them, and they also ship nationwide. Beautiful facility. It's got a little bit of a, if you can go to the aerial.
Like you want that one?
Yeah, so it has easements through other parcels to gain access, because it backs up to the rail line on the back there. And then there's also additional established access through the auction and suite, whatever that is. I forgot the name of that.
Main Street mover here.
Yeah, Main Street there, mower.
Or mower.
So they have that through there. But it's a great building. I mean, industrial space, it's one of the hottest asset classes in commercial right now. There's not a lot of things available. So it's a really good piece of property.
Alrighty. What about this one here?
So that one I had listed for lease. We just signed a lease with USPS. It's $1 million. It's over 8,000 square feet. Class C retail. It's open space. It's a former Family Dollar. Very tertiary side of the market out there off 200 and Hernando. You know what I found does really well out there, like restaurants or things like that. Like you got, what's that place called? Reds. Yep, does really well. It's kind of doesn't have any functional capacity for commercial, which is kind of a shame. It's going to be somebody that, like a roofing company, or a contractor, can store some space. They can create some roll-up doors on the side of the place and just re-function the space. Just listed this one. This is private, guys, so if I say this out loud, I just want you to keep it in this room. So this is the Inverness Shell. It's owned by Michael Butts. He's been in the county for a very long time. Michael has been running his auto mechanic shop here for a coon's age. I mean, it's just, he's been there forever. It comes with 3 buildings. One of them's a mini storage / warehouse. I believe that's about 7,200 square feet. Then you have 2,000 square feet for the garage, which has 3 roll-up doors. All the lifts, everything comes with it. And then there's about 818 square feet in that retail shop, which is rented out. He doesn't charge much rent in the warehouse space, but again, this would be, in my eyes, better for an owner user like a roofing company or a landscaping company or some contractor, or they have to service their own vehicles, or they can run it as an auto shop and rent everything out like Mike's been doing forever. Priced at $800,000. A lot of square footage there. And it's only $110 a square foot.
Very nice. Thank you, Elias.
All right.
While we're on the commercial subject, I have a good friend in the site development business, and I will tell you, I was talking to him yesterday, they're absolutely slammed. They have investors that are building 300,000 square foot warehouses, and they don't even have a tenant yet. So this is hopes that like Amazon comes and but these guys are spending $20 million just because they know someone's going to take up this. 2 are in Tampa and 1 is in between here in Tampa. So, this is what people are still spending boatloads of money for, their investment opportunities, their development opportunities. Those of you that haven't heard, we are getting a Chipotle right down the street. So again, this is another time, another investor coming in, developer who's developing the property, then Chipotle comes in and puts it up. That's where Joe's Family Restaurant was. Joe's Family Restaurant is moving just down the street, so you guys will still have that restaurant. It's not going anywhere.
I did the Chipotle.
obviously we've had, Capital City Bank and Chili's come into town right here. So guys, there's still a lot of activity happening. The Target is still planned to move forward up in Beverly Hills. And in front of the Walmart, I think there are 3 or 4 new built or units going in, tenants going in, and I don't even know how many people have already signed up to try and be in that Target Plaza. So again, it's going to keep going, guys. The county has more vacant land than anybody else around. Our growth numbers have been better than almost anybody else around. So people are seeing that. So whether or not you want this county to change and grow, it is happening. So I think, if we're smart with it and we work with it, we can still keep our hometown feel, but have good, happy, healthy growth. Anybody else have anything? Buyers, sellers, before I let you guys go? Comments, questions, concerns? Dismissed.
Couldn't buy it. Cabin went out.